Kingdom Hearts 2 is my favorite game ever, but it also freaks me out. Oh wow, I fucking love it. Whoa. But yeah, something like right now I'm struggling to look at it because it like freaks me out. Whoa. Oh, that freaks me out. I can't look at that. My head is a bit freaked out, so I'm gonna stop. Hello, so welcome back to some no clipping around Kingdom Hearts. So today we're looking at Kingdom Hearts 2. So we're going to start with Roxas's room. So this is from the outside of Roxas's room. Basically we have two views of Roxas's room and I don't remember what the actual difference is. I can't really remember. He's got the window open. Maybe that's after he opens the window and looks outside, and then that's before. It's kind of strange. It's weird to have that when you could just animate the door, the window opening or something. It's very strange. The thing is with Roxas's room is it's a lot more detailed than Sora's room in KH1. So there's a lot more going on. There's a lot more to look at than there is in the first game. So that's interesting. There's also a lot of Twilight Town rendered in the background for not having a lot of time spent in Roxas's room. There is a lot out here, and you can even see the clock tower in a distance, which is really interesting. And I wonder if this is a window that you can see from the outside in just exploring Twilight Town normally. I think that's really interesting. What I want to do is I want to spend less time looking around things and more time sort of hopping around. I didn't know that there was a sort of rail line going across. I didn't really notice that before. I want to spend a bit less time hopping around, well, in one area in particular, because I feel like I did that a lot in the last video, and there is more content in Kingdom Hearts 2, so there is a lot more to look at. And we've got the back alley. There's a lot going on here again. There's just a lot that you wouldn't really normally see, honestly. There's a lot of houses just dotted around in these areas, and it makes, honestly, compared to the environments straight off the bat in Kingdom Hearts 1, it makes areas already feel so much more detailed. It's crazy. Here's Sandlot. A small little area, but again you can see the stairs coming down, and you never would normally be able to see that unless you're like floating around like as Sora or something. I think that's crazy. And you can always see the bell tower in a distance, fully rendered, low poly, but it's still there. Here's the struggle match version. So again, there's a lot of little details that you can see, especially in this. This is really cool. That's just it's a 3D sort of thing, and it's not just 2D. I think that's pretty cool. There's a lot to look at. It's really crazy. Here's the market street. Really interesting to just zoom out and see a lot of this. You can see Sandlot in the background down here. And again, this is just stuff that you shouldn't really be able to see normally. I don't know why this is here, because you never see that. It's crazy. The amount of detail that there is just in Twilight Town alone is really, really dense. I love just zooming out and seeing everything. It's so interesting to see what there was and how they really... Because the areas in Kingdom Hearts 1 were really dense, but I feel like this is just to another extreme. It's crazy how much detail they managed to cram into this. This is something you can't normally really see, but it's the entrance to the train station. What is this? Why is this here? Is this supposed to be the inside of the train station? No. What is this? Why is this here? Random building. Let's see what we can actually see from here. So you can see the town center. You can kind of see Sandlot, like the back of it. Can't really see the back alley or anything like that. Something I forgot. I guess Roxas's room isn't actually here. Maybe it's just like this building here or something. Or this one. But yeah, it's not really in the same place like you'd expect with a window or something. I don't know why this is like that. That's not right. Oh, there we go. That's really weird. I don't know what that was there. But here's what it looks like normally. It's interesting to see this because you can't really see this normally. And there's outside the window as well, it's just a flat plane. I feel like they don't really do skyboxes the same at the moment compared to Kingdom Hearts 1. I feel like it's a bit different, not related to Kingdom Hearts at all, but if you see a clock, then if it says, yeah, 10 past 10, that's just a thing that they do to like demonstrate clock faces. Here's a sunset terrace. I never noticed this little waterfall down here for where the stream goes. I don't think that's something you can really normally see, and if you can, I just never noticed it before, but that's interesting to see, like having somewhere to actually go. Waterfall doesn't really do anything. You can't really see, you can see the clock tower off in the distance, but the main clock tower you can't really see, interestingly. I like that they put the mountains really high so you can actually see them above the buildings, so that's cool. Sort of makes it feel like there's a bit more going on behind this area than there actually is. Here's a train station, so this is where the train comes from. Oh, that's really weird. It's just a flat 2D texture and then a hole in it. That's so weird. Sunset Hill, so here's the other clock tower, 10 past 10. Woo! So that's pretty cool to be able to see. This is the only time you can see the actual town, the actual clock tower in the distance, so that's weird. Don't know why you can't see it at any other point. This is where the train comes from, is the other one. One of them's a Disney train, I forgot which one it was, the one that goes to Yensid's tower. I've always wanted to see outside and above this. I've always thought that this was really interesting. But yeah, it's just a bunch of planes facing one direction. And then you got the mansion as well. There's a bit of perspective drawing going on there, so that's pretty cool. And then there's the old mansion itself. Ooh, so this is part of a cutscene that you can only see, I think, once with Namine on the inside. I think there's like a curtain that she looks out of or something, I can't remember, and I think that's it. This is really highly detailed. Oh, wow. Oh, that's cool. And the skybox is still going, wow. So the skybox doesn't actually follow. I can speed this up actually. Oh wow, this skybox is huge. It's stuff like this that makes this, it freaks me out. Huge. Compared to the size of the area you're walking around in, it's the skybox so big. Oh, it's crazy. I think we're outside of the skybox now. I think the sky itself is just grey, like a dark blue, navy. Oh! No, there is a skybox. Ah, look at that. That is crazy. This is huge. Why is it so big? Here's something that always really interested me. It's the mansion's foyer. When you're inside, you can only see through here. And I always wanted to see what was on the outside. And basically, this is what it looks like. Really interesting, but I always wanted to see out here. So the unicorn statue is just a 2D sprite, so there's not much going on here. That's just like folded in half a bit. You got some trees going on with some layers, and then the skybox in the background with a moving texture, and that's about it. But I just find this so interesting. I just closed it. But yeah, I just find it so cool to look at. When you can only see just outside, and you can tell that there's so much more detail out here than there's really been let on. It's really cool, and the fact that it's so distorted through the window and you can't really see it, and you kind of want to see more and you can't. It's really cool. There is a lot to look at in this game, and it's crazy. So I don't want to spend a lot of time looking at everything. There are so many more places in this game compared to the first game. It's actually insane. Just from the list, it looks like there's like double the amount of rooms. It's crazy. Obviously, this only exists at the start of the game when you're playing as Roxas, and then he scribbles on this and then it disappears, and then you can go underneath. Here's the white room where you, with the save room, and I think where Namine, the conversation with Namine is, has the same sort of tricks as Kingdom Hearts 1 with reflection, so it looks like this is reflecting off of the ceiling, but that's just like a transparent plane, and then you got the reflection going above it. You got a reflection of the window and then upside down paintings as well. So this is a really interesting little room with a lot of sort of tech going on, little techniques to make it look like it's bigger than it is. I love Kingdom Hearts 2, not only because of the gameplay and how fun the game is, but because it's just so detailed and there's so much to look at and there's so many little things and bits going on. There's actually Sora on this screen. You can't really see it normally. It's got sort of mixed in with the damaged screens. And then we got the stats of Sora there, so that's pretty cool. It's such a dense game with so much going on. This is where Donald and Goofy are kept right at the start, and you can interact with their pods to look at them. This is where Sora's kept. It's pretty cool, but obviously this is supposed to be open. It's not supposed to just look like that. There you go. So that's what it's supposed to look like with Sora inside of it. And then the petals are supposed to be up when he's still inside. Here's a train from Twilight Town. This is cool. I've looked at this before. Look at this. Look at how cool that is. Look at the technique that they use. That is crazy. So they've got this giant plane. They've got this sort of elliptical thing. Looks like an eye. It's really cool. It's such a interesting technique to use to make it look like the train's moving. And then the inside of the train, everything is modeled. There's a lot to look at inside. We've also got the front of the train as well. But this is actually really cool. I really like this. Honestly, I think it looks so good. The reflection's interesting. It looks like it's billboarding. And I can't really tell. It looks interesting though. We got the train in space, so this is even more interesting. So look at this. This is cool. It is so cool. I fucking love it. Just a train flying through space. It is so cool. And then it's just Twilight Town on the outside. It is so cool though. The fucking details that they use is actually ridiculous. So we go from that to this. This is weird. You can't really see out of this normally, but they put a little light down here. I like that we go from like one extreme to the other. Here's the tunnel system. There's not really much to look at. It looks more complicated than it actually is. I think the main thing is just remembering which number corresponds to what area. This is obviously later in the game, but this is betwixt and between. Betwixt and between. So this is where Sora and Axel fight the nobodies, I'm gonna say, heartless or nobodies. It's supposed to represent the pathway that they use to go to different places. They open on one side and go through the other. And this is how we access the world that never was. So we've got Beast Castle. So this is the outside, which is interesting because you can't really see that apart from through the window. I'm surprised that this bit's modeled as well, so that's pretty cool. But apart from that, there's not much else to look at. There's a lot of details. You've got the sky in the background as well, but yeah, that's pretty much it. This you can just see through the door anyway, so that's not really much different. Here's the parlor. Again, you can see the main hall through the entrance of the doorway, so that's not much different. But there is a lot modeled here, but it is just flat 2D textures, so there's not much different about this. They've taken the doorway and they just mirrored the room. It's a pretty interesting way of doing it though, to be fair. Oh wow, there's a lot modeled out here. More than I expect you'd be able to even see, honestly. Yeah, you shouldn't really be able to see this. And then you can see some of the hallway from the outside, but I don't think normally you should be able to see that. Unless it's part of the cutscene. I think it's part of the cutscene actually. Beast room. We're doing a lot more rapid fire. Oh wow, this is stuff you never see. There's a garden? I just find it crazy the size of the outside details compared to the actual room itself. It's so weird. Oh well, it's supposed to be the beast's normal face, but destroyed. There's a ballroom. There's not much going on here because this is pretty much just an isolated room where you can't see anything else. It's interesting that there's nothing outside really. Like the fountains that were in the last room are just gone. And in 358, you should be able to get into this room to the balcony through a door up here, but obviously it doesn't exist because that didn't happen in this game. This is during the boss fight. Obviously it's when the ballroom gets transformed. There's not much else to look at really. Here's the courtyard. You got a cliff as well that you can see. Again, you shouldn't be able to see that, so I don't know why it's there. Because normally you're just in this space, so I think even with like double jump, you shouldn't really be able to see any of this. Yeah, even in first person, I don't think. You've got the east wing, there's a tower. You can see the courtyard as well. Yeah, but yeah, the courtyard and the bridge you can see pretty much anywhere. You've got the east wing. Yeah, there's not much going on really in the east wing or the west wing. Oh, what? I didn't even know you could see this stuff. The amount of times I played this game, it's crazy to just see this stuff outside. It's so weird. This is only a small room, so there shouldn't really be much in here. We've got the Undercroft. This is where the boss fight is. Secret passage. So yeah, again, not much really going on here. Some of the rooms, if it's a really confined room, then there's not much to really look at. Whoa. Here's Beast's Castle in its fullest. So you've got the bridge down here. There's a pathway going this way into the forest. Just seeing it in full detail instead of, I don't know, just like flat bits. It's really cool to see. And we got the cutscene version of the ballroom. So I think this is right at the end of the game, I think. This is where you fight. I always get the names of the organization members mixed up. Everyone's like Zigbar. Everyone's Zigbar, Xemnas, and I don't know, Xerneas or whatever. So there's some things interesting about Diving into the Heart that I want to sort of talk about. This is cool. But again, megalophobia stuff in this game, it freaks me the fuck out. I don't know what it is about this game. But yeah, this is Sora's Station of Awakening, and it's big old pillar, just like the first game. This is my favorite detail about Kingdom Hearts 2, and it doesn't look like much to begin with, but if you think about it, fan theory time, obviously Birth by Sleep didn't exist when this game came out, so Terra and Aqua didn't exist. However, you play as Roxas in this game, which is Ventus, and Ventus's friends are Aqua and Terra, and their colours in total are red, green, and blue. And what colours do we have here? Fucking red, green, and blue. Oh. Aqua, Ventus, and Terra. That's how I interpret this area. It's supposed to just symbolise that this is still Ventus in some way, but obviously, during this game, Ventus didn't exist. I guess in some way Terra did still exist, unless there was some sort of big plan for Terra or something, or Terra and Aqua or something, or that was planned all along, or who knows. We've got Land of the Dragons. This is the area with Mushu, where he's a big old dragon. Here's the burnt village as well. So yeah, it's really cool to see this. All the trees and, well, trees, all the shrubbery going over top. We've got the camp just here. So you can see the mountains in the distance and the other bits as well. Not really a whole lot going on here. We've got the checkpoint. So this is surrounded by a mountain, and this is what it looks like from a distance, just sort of towering over where you play. And then the Emperor's Palace in the background is just tiny, flat plain. Here's the part of the cliff that you're walking across. You've got this big open area just around here, and you've got the mountains as well. You've got the village before it gets destroyed. You've got a bit of a cliff as well, even though you can't really see that normally, and I don't think you can really see this either. The village cave. This is a little thing, shrine thing. We got a triangle. Oh yeah. Here's the ridge. Again, from a zoom out, this is what it looks like as a whole. There's a lot going on, and the area that you're supposed to be playing on is really detailed, and the rest of it is just massive. Summit. So this is right at the top, and then this is what it looks like from a distance. I think looking at this stuff from a distance is really cool, because it sort of gives you an idea of scale of everything. Here's a palace. There's not much to look at in terms of the palace, but it's just very closed in, and generally there's not much happening outside of this place anyway, so there's not really much reason to have anything outside of the area, to be honest. And then that's what it looks like on the inside. So this is the entrance. So again, there's not much that you should really be able to see. The throne room. Again, I think we've learned by now that if it's just a small space, then that's pretty much all you can see. There's actually a lot to look at in this area, because we don't only have the start of the area, but we've also got the midway point as well when you fight the 1,000 Heartless. Here is the Veil. What is it? Villain's Veil. It looks like a, I don't know, some like dried meat or something. I always used to think that this was Hollow Bastion, like the actual Hollow Bastion from KH2, but obviously it's not. It's this over here. So we got the outside of Villain's Veil with all the crumbled stuff around it. I don't think we actually get an explanation as to what this actually is. All of this down here is Heartless. Just swarms and swarms of Heartless surrounding the area. And then we got the actual site off in the distance. We got some water. Ooh. So we've got the Great Moor. Yeah, the Great Moor. So this is where the 1,000 Heartless fight takes place. I think this is supposed to be during the cutscene. So we got all of the Heartless sort of waiting. The Crystal Fissure. So this is what it looks like from the outside, which I think is interesting. You can't really see it that much, but Hollow Bastion's over here. I like that we're making our way towards Hollow Bastion. We've got the castle gate, and then we got all of the crumbled stuff going on around here. And some study, so this huge area just outside. This is area that you're supposed to be in. And then this is Ansem study. So we got the writing on the wall behind the painting, I'm assuming. So yeah, you can't really see it, but yeah. We've got some writing on the wall for the door to darkness. So we got the postern. This is outside, and then this is where we managed to get into I don't remember what it's called now. Yeah, this is where we get into like late game, post game stuff. The restoration site, and then this should oh no, this is before it gets destroyed. So yeah, this is what it looks like. Normally we've got Hollow Bastion there. Actually, I didn't see what Hollow Bastion looks like here. So yeah, that's pretty cool to see all of this sort of hanging around. It looks like a water slide. We've got the Bailey. Hollow Bastion becomes a bit more low detailed in this area, but it's still pretty big. It's not as foreboding as Hollow Bastion from Kingdom Hearts 1. Here's the Burrow. So this is actually on like the side of Hollow Bastion. So the front is more like around here, but then the town is more here on its side. So that's strange. It's interesting to see this from a distance, so you can see the whole thing. You got the marketplace. There you go. You can see the back of the marketplace. This is what Hollow Bastion looks like as a whole. I don't think we even see this area. Yeah, it's interesting to look at this. Here's the corridors. Very closed off space. There's not much to look at. This is supposed to be the Heartless Factory? Heartless Manufactory. I don't really remember this, honestly. We've got Merlin's house. There is a lot of details and stuff to look at. Here's the book. It looks really interesting. There's a lot of details in this small little area. The bubbles. Castle Oblivion for some reason. I don't remember this being part of the game at all, in like a cutscene or something. The restoration site destroyed. Cavern of Remembrance. So this goes to the Cavern of Remembrance. Got a damaged Bailey, so this is after it gets destroyed. It's so cool to see it this far out. It's just a lot to look at in Hollow Bastion. There's just so many areas, and then we've got the Cavern of Remembrance. But yeah, there's not really much to look at. It's such a dense area. It's very detailed, but it's a very small area to look at. So there's not much really hidden, nothing overly to look at. We've got this big area where you use all of the abilities. It's interesting seeing everything sort of stacked on top of each other for once. Transport to Remembrance. So this is where you fight all of the nobodies. Triangle. So yeah, this is what it looks like from the outside. It just sort of looks like a Castle Oblivion in a way. I don't know sort of why, but it really reminds me of Castle Oblivion. Now we have the Garden of Assemblage, and this sort of freaks me out a bit. I don't really know why, like it's fine. But yeah, something like right now I'm struggling to look at it because it like freaks me out. It's something about like the fact that it's massive, and you got Hollow Bastion in the background and the backwards waterfall, and something about it just like really freaks me out, and I don't know what it is. But yeah, I really struggle to look at this properly. We got the underground facility, and we got a specific section that's just part of Final Mix, and that goes all the way down here, through here, and then we have the chair that Aqua's arm is being kept right on this chair. So just sitting right there. Now we got the old mansion again? Question mark? Oh, this is part of the data fights. That's interesting to see from the outside. We got Destiny Island. Whoa. Whoa. Oh, that freaks me out. I can't look at that. Oh, wow. I don't know what's wrong with... I feel like sometimes I'm fine looking at this stuff, but sometimes it just like freaks me out and I don't know why. I think there's still a lot to look at, but I think for now, my head is a bit freaked out, so I'm gonna stop. If you did enjoy this, then please do leave a like and subscribe. It does help the channel a lot. I'm gonna go relax my head a bit and not look at this stuff because Kingdom Hearts 2 freaks me the fuck out and I don't know why. So yeah, until then, tally ho.